The story begins with a sailor who is part of the Marine team, an explorer named Zap PLAYER. He was called by the team leader to train, to beat the enemies that will stand in his way. But he doesn't know what will stand in his way, and what powerful enemies he will face. From this moment, his life will change completely. Once he arrived on the island, he respects the words of his leader and goes towards him. He is preparing to receive his first mission, the mission to train and discover new skills. Being his first training, he does not know how to control his skills and emotions. He is gripped by the fear of battle, which weakens him. He reaches the fourth enemy and manages to gain the fighting spirit. Meanwhile, he finds a chest full of gold. Of course, he doesn't hesitate and takes it. He manages to beat the fifth enemy, which makes him stronger. The spirit of the battle makes him train more and more. He finds a second treasure that motivates him even more. With training number 2, his strikes become more and more effective, but not enough to quickly destroy his enemy. He trains hard with all his effort, with all his strength, reaching some enormous results. The strength of his fists increases by 6 times, and his defense grows all the same. Feeling overwhelmed by power, he buys a katana. The results of using this katana were not as good as expected. So, he decided to reveal his potential and manages to increase his ability to use the sword 6 times, and the strength of his fists 9 times. The power of the blows are more effective than they were before, having the possibility to play with the enemy. One thing is still not mastered, and that is the ability Quick Tackle. Our character Zap doesn't like physics, so he needs to know how to control the direction and know the speed of the wind. In the end, he reaches level 10, where he will be able to discover a new island called Jungle. There, he will meet his new captain named NPC. But before doing that, he will need a faster boat with which to sail much greater distances. Being a lucky man, he finds a boat for only $150. From this moment, Zap still does not realize that on that island, he will meet enemies much stronger than him, enemies that can kill him. But he doesn't give up so easily, so he decides to go to the Monkey Island. With full confidence, he goes to meet his next enemy, but he does not know what other obstacles await him. Zap is lured into the trap by the cute monkey, this being the monkey's first ability. He realizes it quickly, so the first thing that crosses his mind is to attack the monkey back. Panicked and overwhelmed by the new enemy, it doesn't really affect the monkey at all. His punches affect the enemy, but the enemy does not miss at all. Scared to death, he defeats his first rival and moves on. He goes to meet his new captain, who will give him his first mission on Monkey Island. Learning the abilities of the monkey from earlier, he does not fall into the same trap. Fighting, they have enormous strength and resistance. Therefore, they repel each other. He ends the fight with the katana ability, with a quiet rush. He succeeds in defeating monkey number 2, 3, 4, and 5, thus being able to improve 12 times his ability to fight with his fist, with his sword, and to defend himself. Monkey number 6 being much easier to defeat. With the transition to another level and the completion of the mission, he receives as a reward money and improves his skills 15 times more. He was fighting a lot with a lot of enemies, as if his goal was no longer just exploration, but also the goal of becoming the strongest. He discovered new strategies, such as jumping and sliding from a height, ambush from behind a tree. But he did not know that the monkey also has a hidden ability, the ability to hide in the bushes and attack Zap without him seeing his enemy. So, he had to stay as far away from the bushes as possible. He still can't face the gorillas, because they are on a completely different level. So he is preparing for another mission that will make him stronger and more prepared. Battle by battle, he becomes stronger and stronger. Finding an island that separates from the main monkey island, he goes to explore it. But even this time, he does not realize that on that island, there is an enemy at an enormously higher level than his own. Zap explores the area and is prepared for a new mission from the NPC. This time, facing a new enemy, the gorillas. Affecting the enemy little by little, he cannot believe that there is still someone stronger than him. He discovers a new way to focus on the enemy, and that is Shift Lock, an ability that helps him keep the trajectory of his shots towards the enemy. He completes the mission received from the NPC and suddenly sees something in the distance. There was a new enemy, the Gorilla King. Panicked and surprised by the ability of his new enemy, he retreats but will not give up. Its limits do not stop here. Training hard, he was ready to face the Gorilla King. Confident and overwhelmed by the new power boost, he wants to face his new enemy, who was on a completely different level. The blows do not seem to affect the Gorilla King. The bushes and the enemy's new ability do not help him secure victory. So, our character remains unconscious on the ground. Saved by the NPC leader, he continues his adventure. With anger and confidence, he goes to face his enemy again. Knowing the enemy's new ability, he retreats and will attack at the right time. Using the basics of fighting in a more advanced way, he dominates in battle number 2, the rematch. The Gorilla King's blows were getting easier and easier to avoid. Fighting hard and thinking that he is the strongest in the world, he defeats the Gorilla King. He gets an extremely large bonus that consists of combat level. He needed a battle level of 30 to explore a new island full of new enemies. So, Zap fights hard to get the desired result. He receives another call from the new leader of the pirate village. The news spread. The news that Zap is a fighter of a high level. He stops thinking and heads towards the pirate island. A new challenge was about to start, but this will continue in the next episode. If you liked this episode, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to this channel. The more support there is from your side, the more the second episode of Zap, the Sailor will ensure. It was me, Zap Player, your favorite troll. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay cool. Bye-bye.